There we go. Okay. All right. So you've got all of your stuff. Welcome. Happy hump day. Although Wednesday feels like Thursday and Saturday and Sunday and Monday. But any day is a good day for yoga. So glad you guys are here. All right. We're going to start on our backs. So I'm going to adjust my screen. There we go. So go ahead and come on down to your back. Just choose, where do you want to be on your back? Do you want to be in Savasana? Do you want to be in Supta Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet together and the knees separated? Maybe just feet on the ground, knees up to the sky, or maybe those knees even knocking in towards one another. You decide. Hands can be down by your sides or up and over the head. So many places to be. So kind of wiggle around a little bit, decide what feels good. Come into a few moments here in our centering, just allowing ourselves to be in a quiet, peaceful place, or at least somewhat, depending on what you got going on around you. Dogs, kids, whatever. We've learned to embrace and love all of that kind of outside noise. But just getting comfortable more than anything. And then tapping into the breath. The breath is always there, but as we know, when things start to get a little dicey, the breath really does come in to help. And same goes for when we begin to try to relax and to let go. Letting go, way easier said than done. So I invite you to let go of what you can and embrace the things that you can't. Maybe using that breath to lengthen out a little bit more. Releasing through the exhale, maybe at that equal length. Feeling heavy and supported. No judgment about the breath or about your ability to let go. Just doing the best you can. Be more quiet and peaceful breaths. In through the nose and out through the nose. And after your next exhale, wherever you are, begin to lift the feet up, bringing the knees into the chest. Oh, just give yourself a big hug. Squeeze the knees in. Kind of roll back and forth, side to side. Maybe start to make some circles around and around. Switching the direction of your circles. There's that low back, right? Try to get a little bit of massage going there through the sacrum. And then releasing the feet back to the earth. Just bringing those feet to hip distance. Go ahead and reach your arms up overhead. Take a great big full body stretch. And then on your exhale, bring the palms to touch overhead. And then bring those thumbs right there to the heart. Press your thumbs into your chest, eyes are closed, deep breath in. Open the mouth, complete breath out. Again, inhale. And exhale. Last time, biggest breath in. Release, let it all go. This time reaching the arms up over, still keeping those palms touching. And then just find a little bit of heat as you rub the palms together, bending one elbow and straightening out the opposite as you just find a little bit of friction there in between the hands. And then from here, bringing your palms to your eyes, letting the fingers rest on the hairline. Taking a moment here to set an intention or a dedication. With those palms pressing into the eyeballs, maybe you can actually visualize the intention or the person that you would like to dedicate your practice to. Nice. And then eventually, one last time, reach the arms overhead, this time extending the legs, taking a great big full body stretch. Oh, reach to the fingers, reach to the toes. Maybe making some circles through the ankles, through the wrists. And then from here, go ahead and find your strap. So bringing that strap into your hands, maybe grabbing onto the metal portion of your strap if you're using a strap, and if you're using a scarf, then probably no metal strap. Don't have to worry about it. Keep your left leg down on the ground and then just bring that strap right there to the sole of the right foot, extending up towards the sky. So grab onto the strap with both hands. As I said, lots of hamstrings we're going to be doing today. So I'm going to feel lots of length through the backs of the legs. As we begin, it's a simple stretch, right? We're just allowing our head to rest on the ground, allowing that leg to reach up towards the sky, and then flexing the toes in towards the shin. So a nice easy stretch. Take another breath. And then if you feel like you've got a little bit more space, maybe starting to bend the elbows and then bringing that thigh a little bit closer in towards the chest. Really try to keep that left heel down on the ground, but if it feels like it's super uncomfortable, then you can bend the knee and place that left foot on the ground. We're going to take 2 more breaths right here in this particular space. So use those nice deep inhales and exhales. And then on your next exhale, go ahead and begin to lift the head up off of the ground, bringing the nose up towards the knee. Now, nose is towards the knee, but I want you to start to send your gaze up towards the toes. Take a few breaths here. The longer that you're here, maybe you'll notice that you can lift up, but I want you lifting through the chest, not pulling through the neck. That's by helping that gaze out, by sending it up towards the toes. It's going to help a little bit through the chest. Let's take another big breath. See if that chest can lift up just another 1/4 of an inch. And then on your exhale, keep the strap in the hands, lower your head down to the ground. From here, we're going to open it up. So probably bringing that strap into the right hand along with that metal piece if you've got the strap, extending the left arm out, pressing the palm in towards the ground, and then beginning to drop that right leg down. Now, the leg does not have to touch the ground, probably going to hover. I just want you to feel that nice stretch through the right hamstring and probably through the IT band outside as well as the inner thigh. Yeah, so notice that the closer that right leg starts to come down towards the ground, the more that left hip is going to pop up, and we want to try to keep at least some connection with the left hip on the ground. So don't feel like you have to drop all the way over. Take a couple more breaths here. If you can start to bring those right toes a little bit closer towards the right shoulder, feel free to do so. Otherwise, just stay exactly where you are. Exactly where you are is where you're supposed to be. So breathing into that space. One more deep inhale. And then coming back up through center, we're just going to switch out the hands. So we're going to bring that strap into the left hand. We're going to release the right hand down, right palm pressing into the ground. And then we're going to bring that right leg over top of the left. So obviously that right hip is going to pop up. No way to prevent that. But again, really working to keep the right shoulder on the ground so that you can feel that length through the right hamstring, through the right IT band, but also feeling a nice little twist through the spine, maybe even getting a little snap crackle. Couple more breaths. Again, there's that option again. Maybe those right toes can find their way a little bit closer, this time towards the left shoulder, lengthening out through that beautiful, beautiful stretch. Final deep breath here. And then finding your way back up through center. Let's walk it up the strap one more time. So here we go. Hands come back up. Lift the chest, gaze towards the toes. Take a big breath, pull the chest up, and then exhale. Just simply let it go. Go ahead and bend into the right knee. Bring the strap or the scarf off of the right foot, and then let's take it onto the left foot. So finding the sole, the arch of that left foot. And we start by simply allowing that left hamstring to start to find a little bit of length, a little bit of space, a little bit of breath. So just keeping the head down on the ground. No expectations here, just beginning to get a little bit of opening there. Right foot down on the ground or bending the knee and planting the foot directly onto the mat. You choose. Nice. Another breath, maybe you can pull those left toes a little bit closer in towards the shin. And then here we go. Let's find a little bit more space. So lift up the chest. Yeah, maybe you walk the hands up the strap a little bit more, but both hands are on the strap, squeezing through the belly. But again, that lift comes through the chest rather than trying to yank through the neck. Big breath in, big breath out. One more time. Can you lift up just a little bit more? And then simply release yourself down. Nice. All right, here we go. Strap into that left hand, right hand, back down to the ground. Here we go. Allowing that left leg to come down. Again, notice the closer that foot, knee, thigh come to the ground, that right hip is going to pop up. So try not to let that happen. It's going to naturally happen a little bit, but last thing we want to do is to roll all the way over. So try to find that little bit of connection there. Left foot reaches out. Maybe more space, maybe not. Just listening to the body. Maybe those left toes come up a little bit closer towards the left shoulder. One more deep breath. And then back up through center. Here's the handoff. Grab onto the strap with the right hand, left hand down, and then left leg comes across the body. Nice deep stretch for that hamstring, as well as that lovely, lovely twist for the spine. Go ahead and send your gaze over towards that left hand, keeping that left shoulder pressing firmly into the mat. Squeeze your belly button into your spine. One more big inhale. And then back through center. Here we go. Take it up, just one breath. So lift up, lift up, lift up. And then exhale, lower down, lower down, lower down. Nice. Go ahead and unwind that strap from the foot. Just sit it off to the side. And again, find that block or pillow that we talked about to begin. So either one will work just fine. Go ahead and just bring it by the side for a moment. Bring the knees into the chest, give yourself a squeeze, roll it around a little bit. All right, let's do a little bit of ab work here. So we're gonna extend the legs up towards the sky, both feet up, and then either placing your block or your pillow in between the feet, okay? All right, go ahead and reach the arms up overhead, lift up through the hips. And then we're going to start by lowering the legs down towards the ground. So just lower down so that we're in that full body stretch. This time, as we bring those legs up, hands grab onto the feet, or I'm sorry, onto the block or to the pillow, and then legs go down, arms go down, slow, controlled. Bring it back through center, bring that block or pillow between the feet, and then lower back down. Couple times, just doing that handoff. Yeah, back and forth. Again, try not to use momentum here. The whole point is to use the core. So nice controlled movements. Make sure you're breathing. Here we go for 3. For 2. Last one. Go ahead and reach the feet towards the hands. Lift the chest up. Squeeze the belly in. One more breath. And then bend to the knees. Drop that block or pillow off to the side. One last time to squeeze the knees in. This time bringing the forehead up to meet the knees. Nice big hug. And then from here, just rock yourself up to a seated position. Crossing the legs in front of the body. Go ahead and reach the arms up to the sky. Pull the palms to the heart. Just release your nose to the tips of the fingers. Feel your shoulders roll up, back, and down. One more great big breath. And then from here, look forward, bring your hands down, come into tabletop position, and then straight from tabletop, start to walk your hands up your thighs. So bring the hands to the front of the thighs. Take a look down. Knees are right there in line with the shoulders. Take a couple shoulder rolls. And then switch the direction. Arms reach to the sky. And then from here, hands come back behind you. Press your palms into what would be your jeans pockets, all right? We're not coming into full camel. We're just gonna come into a variation, nice, a little bit more of a restorative version so that we can start to feel a little bit of love through the low back. So go ahead and from here, bring your shoulders up to your ears, press your shoulders back, and then relax your shoulders down. So as of now, we still have the shoulders over top of the hips, hips over top of the knees. All we're gonna do from here is slowly begin to shift the pelvis forward, and then maybe start to bring those elbows together. Look up towards the sky, a nice mini camel, all right? Yeah, so just a little bit of a start here. Take another breath. Maybe the pelvis can go forward just a little bit more. And then go ahead and bring yourself back through center. Release the hips back to the heels. Walk the hands out in front of you. And then simply release the forehead down to the mat. Start to shift your weight side to side. Let that go. And from here, take a look towards the thumbs and press yourself up into your tabletop position. So we'll start off with a little bit of our variation on our sun salutations. Okay, for those of you that have taken my class before, you know I like a lot of shoulder work, tend to do some planks and push-ups, but we're all at a different place, so you do what works for you, all right? So from here, we're gonna bring those shoulders forward and then squeeze the elbows in towards the core. Simply lower yourself down to hover and then press yourself back up. From here, shift the weight back, come into your child's pose. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Look towards the thumbs, roll forward, elbows in, lower to hover, press it up, and then shift your weight back. Deep breath in, and deep breath out. 3 more just like that. We're gonna speed it up a little bit. So come forward, lower down, push up, hips to the heels. Come forward, lower down, push up, hips to the heels. Last time, come forward, lower to hover, come on back up. And then this time as you shift your weight back, bring your big toes to touch, knees apart, shift your weight back, coming into child's pose. Let your belly fall in between your thighs. Let your forehead come to the mat. And again, just find a rocking sensation from side to side. Feeling a nice stretch through the hips. Nice little massage for the forehead. And then finding your way back up. Go ahead and again, find those thumbs. This time bringing the knees back in line with those hands. Go ahead and curl the toes under. Simply lift your knees up. That core engaged. For 3, for 2, on 1, lift your hips to the sky, drop your heels to the ground, and find your downward facing dog. Just start to pedal it out a little bit, wagging your tail, being mindful that those hands are in line with the shoulders, that the fingers are spread wide. Take it side to side one more time. And then from here, find your way back into your downward facing dog, working to press the heels as close to the earth as you can, but knowing for most of us, probably not ever gonna touch, and that's totally fine. Let's find our way back into a little bit of low back work. So from here, roll yourself out into plank pose, and staying on the tips of the toes, just start to release your pelvis down to the ground. Send the gaze up to the sky. Work your way back to down dog. Back to plank. Drop the pelvis, gaze up, and back to down dog. 3 more times, just like that. If you need a break, take a break. Just start to feel your heart really heal through the shoulders. Back to the sky. 2 more. And lift. Again, that slow, controlled movement. Last time, come forward. Hips back up to the sky. Take a deep breath in. Open up the mouth, let it go. And then from here, go ahead and reach your right leg up to the sky. Send the gaze in between the thumbs, and then step the right foot down. Go ahead and drop down onto that left knee. Go ahead and lift yourself up. Reach the arms up towards the sky. And then from here, bring your palms to your heart space. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. You can stay right here, or maybe you start to get a little bit lower into that low back again. So sinking down into it. If you want a little bit more of that low back, then start to reach your chest up towards the sky as you take a little bit of a back bend. Yeah, finding balance. Maybe you can sink a little bit lower. Nice big stretch for that left hip flexor. Final deep inhale. And then on your exhale, simply release the hands down to frame that right foot, coming back to hamstrings, reaching those right toes to the sky. Inhale, big breath. Exhale, chest to the thighs. Option to bring blocks or books underneath of the hands. Trying to get those right toes reaching towards the sky. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Really working to square out through the hips, left hip forward, right hip back. 1 more deep breath. And then release that right foot back down to the ground. We're gonna curl the left toes under, lift that left knee up. And then without sweeping the right foot on the ground, we're gonna step it back to our plank pose. So here we are back in plank. Maybe rocking forward and back a little bit, a couple of times. Feel that belly really starting to work, warm up. And then come into stillness and lift yourself back to downward facing dog. If you want to wiggle out, pedal out, feel free to do so. And then find stillness. Here we go. Send that left leg up to the sky. Go ahead and send your gaze forward. And then step the left foot in between the hands. Drop the right knee down to the ground. And then reach the arms to the sky. Bring the palms to the heart. Really think about rolling the shoulders up nice and close to the ears. Press them back and then relax them down. So again, option to stay right here. This is a balancing posture, so you're working the core no matter what you decide to do. If you want to take a little bit more of a back bend, start to reach the chest up and then take a little bit of a bend. You're not dumping into the low back. You feel your heart reaching towards the sky. Maybe you stay as you are, or maybe you start to sink a little bit lower into that right knee, feeling that nice opening through the right hip flexor. Nice. 1 more big breath. And then if you're in the back bend, we're going to bring the shoulders back up over the hips, arms reach to the sky. Hands come down to frame the left foot. Shift the weight back, left toes towards the sky. Take a breath in. Exhale brings the chest to the thighs. Keep that gaze towards the toes. Try not to look back towards the knee. You want to feel a long spine. When you look back, you start to round. Notice if those left toes are kind of starting to roll off towards the left side of your mat. Try to pull them back through center. Take another breath. See if this can't be your deepest fold on the exhale. And then bringing that left foot back down. Go ahead and curl the right toes under, lifting that right knee off the ground. And again, we step it back to plank, but be mindful. Pick up the foot, try not to let it sweep. Couple more breaths here. Always option to drop your knees when we're in our plank pose. Just a really nice way to get that full body workout, right? Feeling that sensation through the abs, through the shoulders, through the quads, the calves. Take another deep breath. And then again, hips to the sky for downward facing dog. Start to tiptoe your feet towards the top of the mat. And when you get there, go ahead and separate your feet to hip distance or maybe just a little bit wider than hip distance. Take a look down at the feet. From here, hands down on the ground, bend your knees as much as you need to, but roll the weight back into the heels. Lift up all 10 toes. And then see if you can't put a little bit of space in between the toes as you lower them down towards the ground. Nice. From here, gonna bring that right hand to the front of the left shin and then reach that left arm up towards the sky. Take a twist. Feel your heart reach up and over towards the left. Spark the fingers up over the head. One more breath. And simply switch it out. This time bringing that left hand to the right shin. This time sending that right arm to the sky. Take a twist, look up. Final deep breath. All right, keep that left hand where it is. We're gonna simply bring the right hand back to where it was, crossing the arms in front of the body. Okay, you can stay here, right? Or maybe you slowly begin to bend the elbows and then start to bring the nose a little bit closer towards the knees, lengthening out through those hamstrings. Now, if you're doing that, maybe you start to feel as if you can put a little bit more weight in towards the toes and a little less weight in towards the heels. So a little bit extra balance here. Yeah. Take 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And then bend back into the knees. Go ahead and bring your hands down underneath of your nose. Pick up your toes and rotate your toes towards the outside of the mat. We're gonna come into our yogic squat from here. So go ahead and start to sink that booty down and then bring your palms together. Nice. Thinking about those elbows, finding their way to the inside of the knees. For most of us, the tendency is to roll forward here. So think about trying to pull yourself back, shoulders up over the hips. Yeah. Just take a couple more breaths here. Maybe you want to intensify the stretch by bringing the fists together, opening up the knees a little bit wider. But if that's not what you're feeling today, then stay exactly where you are. 1 more deep breath. And then go ahead, replace the hands back down to the ground. Send the hips back up. And again, bring those toes back into where they were. From here, bring your hands back behind your calves. And then start to walk those hands down to the backs of the ankles. See if you can't start to tuck your elbows behind your knees. And then from here, again, taking a fold. I told you, lots of hamstrings. So bringing the nose back towards the knees, finding as much bend as you need to, but feeling the crown of the head reach down towards the ground. Last option is to, again, start to lift up through those heels, a little bit more weight into the balls of the feet. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Last time, inhale and exhale. Go ahead and bring those hands down one more time into our yogic squat. So lift up the toes, send those toes out, and then sink back into your squat. This time, maybe taking a twist. Option to stay right where you are, but if you'd like to take the twist, bringing that right hand down in front of the right foot and sending that left arm up towards the sky. You can stay here, or maybe you bring that left hand back behind you. Maybe the right hand finds the left and you bind. Gaze up towards the sky. Final big breath. And then coming back through center, palms to touch, lift up. Maybe you stay, maybe you twist by bringing the left hand down, sending the right arm up. Option to stay, option to half bind, maybe to full bind. Back behind, gaze goes. Yeah. See if you can't lift up, one more breath. And then coming back through center, hands to the ground. Lift the hips up. This time, walk your feet together. Bring the big toes to touch. Bring your hands to your shins for a halfway lift. And then exhale to fold. Go ahead and send the arms wide. Reach up, look up. Bring those palms to touch overhead. From here, bring the thumbs to the base of the neck. Squeeze the elbows in towards the head. And then send your pelvis forward. Again, nice little back bend. On your exhale, re-extend the hands to the sky. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands down to the ground. Go ahead and step it back to your high plank. Take a breath. And then release your knees to the ground. Elbows squeeze in. Lower all the way down. Make it a slow lower. Once you get there, baby cobra, lift up through the shoulders, press through the tops of the feet, and then curl the toes under, lift it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, right leg reaches up, step between the hands, and then bring the left foot to meet. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, exhale, Uttanasana, take it up to the sky, palms together, here we go. Press the thumbs into the back of the neck. Squeeze the elbows into the head. Lift up, look up. And then come on back through the midline of the body. Full forward. Inhale, half lift. Hands down. Go ahead and step the left foot back. Right foot meets. Here we are back in our high plank. Drop the knees to the earth. Squeeze the elbows in. Lower down to the belly. Maybe this time it's that baby cobra, but perhaps you can lift those palms up off of the ground. Feel that low back engage. Gaze is over the bridge of the nose. Final deep breath here. And then exhale if the hands are lifted back to the mat. Curl the toes under, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Breath in. Let it go. Left leg to the sky. Step the foot forward. And then bring the right to meet. Inhale. Exhale. Take it high. Take your back bend, thumbs to the back of the neck, squeeze the elbows into the head, and then right back down, fold forward. Inhale, and exhale. Take it back to your high plank. This time, knees up or knees down, your choice. Lower all the way to the belly. Maybe it's that baby cobra. Maybe you're ready for full cobra. If you're coming into full cobra, extending the arms, but keeping a little micro bend in the elbows, try not to hyperextend. And then lower all the way back down. Curl the toes under, back to downward facing dog. All right, we're gonna add on this time, so here we go. Right leg reaches up, step the right foot in between the hand, and then drop the left knee down. Go ahead and rise up, reach up, and bend the elbows. Reach up, extend through that knee, and then take it into your cactus. One more time, reach up, bend back into the knee. This time, reach the arms out wide, and then take an open twist over towards the right. Yeah, so find your balance, reach to the fingertips. All right, here comes that low back. Bring that right hand to the back of the left thigh. Reach that left arm up towards the sky. And there you are, finding that nice stretch through the low back and again through that left hip flexor. Final inhale. And coming back through to the twist. Reach the arms to the sky. Hands down to the ground. From here, curl the back toes under and then left foot finds the top of the mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Reach it to the sky. Here we go. Bring those palms together. Find your back bend. Yeah, and if you don't want to bend through the back, if it's too much, then just stay right here, working into that nice tricep stretch. Extend the arms to the sky and then take it right back down to the ground. Inhale. Exhale. Back to your plank pose. Your choice, knees up, knees down, all the way to the mat. This time, maybe it's baby cobra, maybe it's full cobra, maybe it's that upward facing dog. Only thing touching the ground are the tops of the hands, or I'm sorry, tops of the feet and the hands. Shoulders pull back. One more breath. Take it back down to your belly. Curl the toes under, back to down dog. Left leg reaches up. Look forward, left foot in between the hands. Drop the right knee down and then take it up to the sky. Find your breath, find your balance, and then here we go. Bend into the elbows and then reach up. Bend into the elbows and reach up. Again, bend into the elbows, reach it up, and then find your way back. This time, we're going to open it up towards the left, extending through the arms, sending the thumbs up towards the sky. And then from here, taking it to our twisted back bend. Left hand coming behind that right thigh, right arm reaches up. And again, if it's too much, don't do it. Please be mindful of the low back. One more big breath. And bring it back through center. Hands down to the ground. Curl the back toes under. And then step it to the top of the mat. We're going to go through 2 more rounds of that, but let's take a quick break. So bring your hands to your shins for a halfway lift. And then on your exhale, just fold. Go ahead and grab onto opposite elbows. Let the head hang heavy and then just sway from side to side. Give your low back a little bit of a break. Coming back to those hamstrings. And release the hands down. All right, last 2 rounds. Here we go. Reach up to the sky. Coming back to that nice back bend / tricep stretch. Reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Hands down. Step it back. Make your way through your vinyasa. You decide where you want to go with this. And eventually meet you back in downward facing dog. This time as that right leg reaches to the sky, we're going to step it through, but we're going to rise up into our high crescent lunge. So reach the arms up, find your balance, and then sink into it. Same thing we were doing before. So bend into the elbows, and as you reach up, take the bend out of that front knee. Bend back into it, and reach up. Bend, and reach, bend, and reach. All right, then back into the front knee, and then let's take that twist again. So left arm forward, right arm back. Maybe we sink. Maybe we take that nice little stretch. One more deep breath. Bring it back through center. Hands down to the ground. Let's take another vinyasa here. So step it back. If you don't want to flow, simply find your way to down dog. Let's take 3 cleansing breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more time, big breath in, big breath out. This time bending into the knees, sending the gaze to the thumbs, either hop or step, top of the mat. Find your halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Last time through, reach the arms up, palms together. Bring those thumbs back behind the neck. Squeeze elbows in. And then release, fold forward. Inhale. Exhale. Take it back, your choice. Vinyasa or no vinyasa, always option to skip. Coming back to down dog. Left leg reaches half. Look forward, step it through. Rise up, ball of the back foot, pressing into the mat. Find your balance. And then here we go, bend the elbows. As we extend the arms, we take the bend out of the front knee and bend back into it. Reach up, and bend down, reach up, and then bend. All right, twisting to the left, open it up, thumbs to the sky. Nice work, guys. Go ahead and take it back into that back bend if that's where you want to go. Our last time here. One more breath. Back through center, hands down, option to vinyasa, or straight into down dog. This time, your choice. You're gonna take 5 breaths, so maybe it's in down dog, maybe it's in child's pose. You decide, no judgment. Whatever the body is craving, now's the time. Give it what it wants, what it needs. Take rest, find breath, and reconnect. If you are in your child's pose, go ahead and make your way back to downward facing dog. And bend back into the knees, look towards the thumbs, and then hop or step top of the mat. Inhale for a halfway lift, and then exhale to fold. Go ahead and reach the arms up towards the sky. Bring the palms to touch. All right. Find your strap or your scarf. So we're going to do the same thing we did on our backs, but we're going to incorporate the balance into it. Okay? All right. Nice. So let's start on that right foot. So press the right foot into the mat. Bring the strap underneath of the left foot. And again, if you're using the strap, grabbing onto the metal piece. If you're using a scarf, no worries. Just start to lift the foot up, walk the hands towards the foot. All right, whew, balance. It's a funny thing, right? All right, option to stay right here. Great place to be. Maybe you bring that right hand to the hip and you just work on balancing one leg. It's straight up balance, you decide. If you wanna take that leg out, then start to slowly open up through the left leg. Again, maybe that right hand stays where it is, or perhaps you reach that right arm out. Hang in here for 3, for 2. Bringing it back through center, just like we did when we were on our backs. Go ahead and grab onto the strap as I fall out. Reach the leg long. And then this time, opening up, reaching that left arm back, twisting, bringing it out, taking another deep inhale, and then bringing it back through center. Go ahead and release the foot down. Take the strap off of the foot. Bring your hands to your hips, roll it out a little bit. Release. Ooh, switch it out. All right, here we go. Other side. This time, planting that left foot into the ground, right foot comes into the strap. And then find that length through the right leg. Walking the hands up the strap. Hanging out for a couple breaths right here. Try not to let yourself roll too far back. It's easy to want to bring the shoulders a little bit further back than the hips, but try to keep them level. Maybe you bring that left hand to the hip. Perhaps you stay right where you are. Great place to be. If you want to open up, bring that right leg out. Again, notice if you're starting to roll off to the side. Try to find some balance there with the shoulders up over the hips. One more breath. Coming back through center. Here's the handoff. Bringing the strap into the left hand, reaching those right fingers back. Maybe the gaze go towards those right fingers. Maybe they stay forward, wherever. One more inhale. And then coming back through center. Bend the knee, bring the strap out from underneath of the foot. Drop it down, hands to the hips, or roll it out. Nice work. All right, one more quick standing series and then we'll take it down. So go ahead and find your way back to the top of the mat. This time finding your way into your Utkatasana, your chair pose. So sink down into it, pressing the weight into the heels, lifting up through the toes, and then seeing if you can't reach your chest up as the shoulders plug in. Pull those pinky fingers in towards one another, send your gaze up. See if you can't sink one more time into that booty, and then exhale, fold forward. Inhale for halfway lift. Hands down, step or jump it back, make your way through a flow or straight into downward facing dog. Go ahead and reach the right leg to the sky. Bend the knee, open up the hip. If you'd like to flip your dog, go ahead and flip it here. Pressing that right foot into the ground. One more breath to reach those right fingers up and over the head. And then finding yourself back through center, right leg goes high. Step the right foot forward and rise up into warrior one. Yeah, so sink into that warrior one. Back foot is at that 45-degree angle. Hips as level as you can get them. Notice if you're punching the shoulders up. Try to relax down. One more breath. All right, coming back into hamstrings, hands to the hips. Go ahead and pop up onto the ball of that left foot and then start to take the bend out of the front knee. Now, if you want, you can release the foot down or you can stay on the ball of the foot. It's your choice, all right? We're gonna hinge forward. So you choose how far down you wanna go. If you wanna use blocks, maybe the hands stay at the hips, you choose. So start to take a big breath in and then on your exhale, begin to fold forward. So maybe you stay right here with the flat back, hands at the hips. Maybe you start to release the hands down to frame the foot. It's your choice. We're gonna take 3 breaths. Make them nice, big, juicy inhales. And use the exhale to bring the chest to the thigh. Big inhale. Chest to the thigh. One more time. Lift and lengthen. Last time to fold. If you're in that fold, go ahead and bend back into the front knee. If you've got the hands on the hips, just start to lift yourself up. Reach the arms to the sky. Let's take a quick warrior two, releasing the back foot down. Go ahead and reach through the fingers, maybe readjusting your stance, relaxing, feeling that space in between the fingertips. One more breath here in your Virabhadrasana 2. And then cartwheel your hands down, option for vinyasa or straight to down dog. Once you get back, left leg reaches to the sky, bend the knee, open up the hip, option to stay or option to flip. Lift the hips. One more breath. And then come on back through center, left leg to the sky. Look forward, step it through, come on up, warrior one. Nice deep bend in that front knee. Try not to let yourself roll to the pinky side, or I'm sorry, to the inside of the foot. You want the pinky side of that right foot pressing into the mat. Really feel yourself squeeze in through the belly. Inner thighs hugging together. One last breath. And then from here, go ahead and bring that right heel up, coming onto the ball of the right foot. Taking the bend out of that left knee. Hands come to the hips. Shoulders roll up, back, and down. Take a breath in and begin to hinge forward. So again, keeping the hands at the hips with a flat back. Really great place to be. Or you can release the hands down. Maybe they're on fingertips, maybe your palms can release to the ground, but wherever you are, here we go. Find a breath. Chest to the thigh. Inhale. Exhale. One last time. Deepest fold. And bend back into the knee, rise up. And then drop that back heel down. Here we go, warrior two. Just about 3 breaths here, just a chance to find a little bit of length. Bending one last time into that front knee. Final deep breath. And then cartwheel the hands down. Last option for vinyasa. Take it if you want it, skip it if you don't. Coming into our child's pose. So everyone releases knees to the earth. Your choice, knees together, knees apart, hands out in front of you, or perhaps hands back by your ankles. Feel your breath move. Feel the heartbeat. Hopefully starting to slow down a little bit. Final breath here in your child's pose. And slowly bring the hands by your knees. Lift yourself up. All right, gang. We're going to play before we take it into our final stretch. So all these hamstrings that we've been working on, maybe we'll work our way into our firefly, our Titivasana. So very advanced pose, and whether I can do it at this moment in time is to be determined, so we'll see. But it's something fun to play with. So from here, go ahead and pop up onto your feet and lift your hips up. We're gonna stay in a fold. So simply walk your feet a little bit further than hip distance apart, all right? And then take a nice deep bend, resting your chest on your thighs. All right, from here, we start to work the shoulders back behind the thighs, all right? So just bend so deeply that you can start to work your shoulders back, all right? Now, from here, hands come, maybe just to frame the backs of your heels between your thumb and your first finger, okay? Then releasing the hands down to the ground and then bend into the knees. So you're creating a shelf with the backs of the triceps behind the thighs. So maybe wiggle around a little bit until you feel, I hate to use the word comfortable, but comfortable. And then really putting the weight in towards your hands. From here, maybe you start to walk your feet in towards one another, okay? And this is a great place to be. Feet still down on the ground, totally fine. Maybe you bring your toes to touch. And then last option, full version of the posture would be to start to extend the legs out, pointing the toes, finding your firefly. It's a tough one, but the good news is when you fall out, you're right there. Nice job, everybody. All right, lower yourself down to the ground. Go ahead. Let's take a full body stretch. So come on the way down to the ground. Oh, take a nice, great big reach up over the head. Again, to wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. And then finding our way into our last back bend, coming into our bridge posture. So walk the feet in towards the body, pressing those feet into the ground. Use your peace fingers to find the backs of your heels. And then when you're ready, beginning to lift the hips up towards the sky. Knowing there are lots and lots of options here. You could stay as you are. Maybe you start to wiggle those shoulders underneath one another. Maybe the hands begin to interlace right there underneath of your sacrum. Press down through the feet. If you've got that fist, press into the fist and then lift the hips up. Option to stay or to reach that right foot up towards the sky, pointing the toes. If you've got that right foot up, bend into the knee, bring that right ankle on top of the left thigh, lift up through the hips. If you've got that figure four shape, go ahead and re-extend right foot to the sky, lower it down, take a breath, and then left leg to the sky. Bend the knee, rest that thigh, or I'm sorry, that ankle on top of the thigh, lift up the hips, re-extend left foot up, and drop it down. One more breath to lift up the hips wherever you are. And then lower yourself down to the ground, bringing the knees back into the chest. Great big squeeze, roll it out. Keeping those knees hugging into the chest, both arms out like a T, dropping the knees over to the right as the gaze goes to the left. One more breath. And bring it back through center. This time dropping the knees over to the left, gaze to the right. And slowly bending those knees back in the chest. One more time. Wrapping the arms around the knees, grabbing opposite elbows, bringing the forehead to the knees for that great big well-deserved hug. And on your exhale, lower the head down, extend the legs long, settling in for our Savasana. So just giving yourself these next 2 minutes or so to truly feel all of the benefits from your practice, feeling heavy and safe and supported and peaceful. Noticing the sensations, simply allowing yourself to be here in this space, quiet and completely relaxed. Take a big breath in. Open up the mouth and let it go. Slowly beginning to find small movements to reawaken the body. Wiggling out through the fingers and toes. And roll it out through ankles and wrists. Rock your hips from side to side. And then roll the back of the head from side to side. Eventually finding those arms back overhead one more time. Great big full body stretch. And then careful on the low back, pulling the knees into the chest and rolling off to your favorite side, coming into fetal position. I've learned that people will forget what you said, forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Very slowly beginning to press your way into easy seat, crossing the legs in front of the body, bringing your palms back to your heart center. Big breath in, complete breath out. Pulling your thumbs up to your forehead, your third eye center. May all beings be happy. May all beings be loved. And may all beings be safe. I bow to each of you in namaste. Thank you guys. Thanks for being here. Good to see you.
Thank you.
I hope you all have a great rest of your week. And I normally teach on Saturdays, but I'm not able to do this Saturday. So I think Liat is covering for me on Saturday, but hopefully I'll see you guys back here next week, Wednesday or next Saturday. All right.
Great. Thank you so much.
Good to see you guys. Thank you.
Like your window treatments.
Oh, well, thank you. You good, Emmett? Is everything good?
All good, yeah. Doing what we do.
I know, yeah.
Uh-huh.
How are the chickens?
They're laying.
Yeah?
Yeah. We did lose one chicken for unknown causes, but
Oh, no.
yeah,
Okay.
it's sort of a bummer, but
Yeah, yeah. Are you working or are you?
oh yeah, I'm doing a lot of online teaching.
Oh, good. That's great.
Yeah, the whole public schools thing and community
Mhm.
college and
Good. Yeah, I'm currently still working, but I think I probably mentioned it before, but I'm an event planner. So not a whole lot of events happening right now. So it's a bit of a tough environment for us. We're hoping to hold on, but we'll see. I don't know. So, but lots of yoga to keep me moving through all of the discomfort.
I mean, I kind of have, for better or worse, developed a personal practice.
Yeah.